All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This is week 4 of Informative Writing Workshop, and we're going to be talking about the concluding sentence today. You may have noticed on the assignment that I have a 3-paragraph assignment here. And I don't want you to be scared, but I want you to know that it's important that you know how to write 1 paragraph fairly easily and have it be a perfect paragraph. What I mean by perfect, not that it doesn't have any mistakes, but that you followed the format I've been teaching in week 1, 2, and 3 perfectly. I gave you those sentence frames from week 1, 2, and 3 are very important in writing your paragraph quickly, okay? I don't want it to be long and laborious and too hard, okay? I want this to be super easy. So even if you sound like a robot in your paragraph, that's okay. Because the most important thing you're going to be able to do is write a whole 10-page essay or a 5-page essay, not in this class, but write a 5-page essay without getting all mixed up and confused about how to write a good paragraph, okay? If you follow my format and you get really good at it and it's repetitive and it's easy, then you know you've mastered that and you can build on that. If you don't follow my format and the sentence frames that I taught you, then it's going to be harder to write 3 paragraphs or 5-paragraph essay or a 5-page essay, like in high school. Okay, so even if it sounds really boring because you're saying the same thing, using the same sentence frames, that's okay right now, because when you get to the place where your essays are going to be longer and bigger, you're going to go back to that basic paragraph format. That's going to help you when you don't know what to write. Okay. So there is room for creativity, but not quite yet in your writing. All right. So that's sort of just an update. Let me go through this review part on my slide, which is going to be slide 3. Oh yeah, let me back up real quick about the 3-paragraph thing. You'll notice on slide 2, I have day 1 checklist, day 2 checklist, and day 3 checklist, because you're going to write 1 paragraph each day instead of 1 paragraph each week. Writing quality matters. I should have put matters, not matter to God. So that is definitely a typo. We should write in a way to reflect him, which he's excellent, he's virtuous, he's praiseworthy. We want our writing to reflect that. If you saw my comments and you were thinking, wow, she had a lot of things I needed to fix, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's too much work, or I don't want to do that, or why did she do that? Then you don't care about your quality of your writing. And it's really important that we understand that writing quality matters, because you can actually improve your lifestyle if you can write a basic paragraph. So this isn't just paragraph skills that you're learning life skills. If you don't care, then maybe you should, because you will improve the quality of your life for the future. Okay, good writing requires Christian self-government. So that is the ability to govern yourself, to say to yourself, I need to do better. And it reflects your diligence. So your ability to say, you know what, I'm going to do this, as I'm going to edit and revise this paragraph as many times as I need to make it perfect. Because if you just have a paragraph that you wrote that's not revised and edited the way I want you to, then you'll never get the right paragraph. So we've been in class. This is our 4th week in class. You should have already written 3 or 4 paragraphs. Well, after this week, you're going to write more, but 3 or 4 chances to write a good paragraph. But if you only have 1 chance to write that good paragraph, that's not going to be enough, right? You need multiple chances to write a good paragraph over and over and over. So if I asked you to revise your paragraph, please make sure that you do that. And that way you can have a good paragraph every single time. And that's okay if it takes you, weeks and weeks to master that. It's important that matters to you. Okay, writing is an art and skill that can be learned. We talked about that last week. A topic is what the whole paragraph is about, and the supporting details give details about the topic. Some of you were writing details like how many different things can you do in Alaska, or how many different things can you see in, Louisiana. Well, I don't want you to write all the things you can do or all the things you can see. I want you to pick 2 or 3 things that you can do or see, and then give details about those 2 or 3 things. So that's my tips for reviewing. All right, now we're going to get into the principles for this particular lesson. All sentences in a good paragraph are unified. And this reflects God's principle of individuality. God there's a Trinity with God. There's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They're all one. So even though they have different jobs and different functions, they all work together and they're unified. And this is how God communicates. He communicates in a unified way. If I wasn't unified, I wouldn't be making any sense. So if I wasn't thinking unified, if I didn't write in a unified way, I wouldn't be making any sense. So that's important. We can communicate God's principle of individuality through our writing that's unified. And we can reflect God in our writing through that principle. The second principle, or the second one, is good writing is clear thinking. So when I read your paragraph, I can tell whether your thinking is clear or not. If your thinking is clear, you were able to follow directions, you were able to do this assignment fairly quickly, and you're able to understand the comments and revisions that I would want you to make. If you don't have clear thinking, then it makes things confusing and hard to read. I put clarity as a word that describes something that is free from obstruction or anything that creates doubt or confusion. So we don't want that. We want our thinking and our writing to be clear. We have to begin with God-centered thoughts. And all of you are really good at that part. Reading your writing out loud helps bring clarity. So if you're not reading your writing out loud, then you don't have a clear mind. Your writing's not going to be clear. So when you read it out loud, then you're able to see, oh yeah, it makes sense to me, and I have clear thinking. Clear thinking takes time, so be patient with yourself. Don't rush through the process. All right, and the skill, as I told you, for this week is the concluding sentence. It restates or summarizes the topic. Definition for conclusion is end, close, or last part, final result, or final decision. Think about what I taught you about concluding sentence, that it restates or summarizes the topic. Some of you in your writing didn't have any concluding sentences or any concluding sentence in your paragraph, which is fine because I didn't teach that yet. But you want to make sure that you have a concluding sentence this time, and I will definitely teach you how to do that. Your assignment for this week is to write 3 5-sentence paragraphs about any 3 topics you want. Think about its most excellent and valuable features and what your message will be for each paragraph. So let's go down to the last slide, the handout. Now I have 1 sentence frame for the concluding sentence. It is your topic goes first. So if your topic is Alabama, or if your topic is horses, you're going to put horses have, of course you wouldn't use has, but make sure you use the right verb there, has or have, many, and then interesting or fascinating or wonderful or whatever message you want to put in there. You'll need to go back to week 2 to figure out what options you have for the message. But most of you are pretty good at that. How to write your concluding sentence. Okay, so if you have fallen asleep, time to wake up. I'm going to teach you how to do the concluding sentence. So the concluding sentence is the last sentence in a paragraph that restates the topic using a different arrangement of words than the topic sentence. So that's why it's important for you to use the sentence frames for the topic sentence, because you'll need to know how to rearrange those words to make your concluding sentence, okay? Your concluding sentence is not going to be brand new. It's not going to be a sentence you haven't written. The trick that makes concluding sentences easy to write is what I call the switcheroo method. And you're simply going to switch the words in the topic sentence to make a concluding sentence. And the way you do that is by cutting the sentence in half or somewhere around the verb and switching the halves around. So you can cut it somewhere around the verb or an adjective, somewhere where you have two parts, and then just take those two parts and flip them around so that you start your sentence with a different word that you didn't start with before. For example, if the topic sentence is, there are many amazing things about animals at the zoo, then your concluding sentence is, the animals at the zoo have many amazing things about them. Take the topic and put it at the beginning of the concluding sentence. Then put the message at the end of the concluding sentence. So in the topic sentence, you had your message at the beginning with your topic. And in the concluding sentence, you're going to put your topic at the beginning with your message that follows. Another example is, the tree in my backyard has several interesting things about it. The main word to add in the concluding sentence is the verb have or has. So just be careful about that. So I have 3 sample paragraphs. The first paragraph is, there are so many fun things to do in Florida. Then I talk all about that. And then I say, Florida has many fun things to do. Pretty easy, right? I took my topic sentence, I switched the words around, and voila, I have a brand new sentence that is going to restate or summarize my topic. My next example, there are many amazing things about sleep. Sleep has many amazing things about it. That's the conclusion. So in the topic, I put there are many as my first 3 words. And in the conclusion, I put sleep has many amazing things. And the last example, there are many interesting things about trees. And then guess what my last sentence is going to say? Trees have many interesting things about them. If you use this switcheroo strategy, you're going to have a perfect concluding sentence. And that's what I want. I want it to be easy. You don't have to think of, oh, what's a brand new way to summarize this paragraph? Nope. You just take your topic sentence, switch it around, and then put your concluding sentence. And that way, all of your sentences begin with a different word. And that's probably another thing I want to remind everyone, that every sentence should begin with a different word. So that is my explanation of the concluding sentence. You're going to write 3 paragraphs, 1 per day. And in your research and planning and organization, you're going to put 3 different topics. If your topic is trees, move your cursor over, then you would have trees are wonderful. And then you could have a topic that talks about how trees grow. And then you could have your next topic be types of trees. Or you could change your topic, instead of doing 3 different types of paragraphs on trees, you could have 1 paragraph on horses. You could have another paragraph on bikes, and you could have a 3rd paragraph about Canada or something like that. And then in the boxes underneath, you can write down the details. So what exactly are you going to say about horses? Maybe you're going to have a sentence about the types of horses. A type number 1, type 2, and type 3. Or you could talk about where horses, where they live and how to train them, or, and types of horses. And then if you're doing bikes or something, you can do how they are made, and then talk about which brands are the best and places to bike, best places to bike, or something like that. Or if you wanted to write about 3 different types of bikes, you could do that. And then the same thing with your third topic. You can have whatever 3 details you want to write about that. Your first sentence could be about places to visit, and then places to eat, and things to do, or something like that. Or you could talk about places to visit, place number 1, place number 2, and place number 3, or something like that. So basically you can organize your paragraphs however you want. And that's it. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.